Weekday to talk about trademark law. Today, I would like to talk about the use of parody in trademark law. Now, as you know, there's this controversy playing out right now in the media and amongst people about the appropriateness of taking a knee during the national anthem, and Nike just signed as a spokesperson the instigator of this take a knee during the national anthem movement as a spokesperson. Now, in response to this, an Army veteran has created parody t-shirts parodying the Just Do It logo. But first, I want to give a little bit of background information about parody. Now, this is a subject that's been litigated a lot. The most noteworthy example of this that I can come up with is a pretty famous case from the 80s. A pair of women in New Mexico wanted to make plus-size jeans for women, and they called them Lardashe. I can't even say that without giggling. They called them Lardashe, obviously playing off of Jordache, and Jordache jeans were very popular at the time. I don't even know if those are still a thing these days, but at the time it was a very popular and kind of, fancy pants, pun intended, brand. So they created a brand for hefty women called Lardashe. Now, of course, Jordache sued because they said, we think that parody is disrespectful and offensive to overweight people, and we don't want our brand associated with that. Now, surprisingly, this totally surprises me, the court agreed with the alleged infringers / parodists and said, listen, it is not reasonable to expect that a consumer, because remember the issues like consumer confusion, right? It's not reasonable to expect a consumer to think that a brand is going to have two different brands for the same product, jeans. So this parody is okay. So what about the instant case? Well, let's have a look at the parody. I think it's a parody. So we have here, I'm going to pull this down a little bit, just stand and just do it. So obviously the parodist, that's what we're going to call the clothing manufacturer, the parodist has taken the Nike logo, the Just Do It, and made a parody of it called Just Stand, and they have fashioned into a sort of swoosh logo, the kind of a flag. Maybe it looks a little bit like an American flag. Obviously, it doesn't look totally like an American flag because there just isn't enough room to put 50 little stars on that field there. But it's obviously a parody of the Just Do It logo that Nike has been using for probably nearly 20 years now. So, what do I think about this? Let me go back here and switch over. Now, without getting into the politics of it all, because here we assiduously avoid any discussion of politics, my friends and family know how I really feel. Without getting into the politics of it, let's look at the definition of parody. Now, parody has been defined by federal courts as a simple form of entertainment conveyed by juxtaposing the irreverent representation of the trademark with the idealized image created by the mark's owner. A parody must convey two simultaneous and contradictory messages: that it is the original, but also that it is not the original and is instead a parody. So here, I think this definitely falls into the classification of a parody. We are juxtaposing, or the manufacturer of the parody is juxtaposing an irreverent reference to the Just Do It trademark, complete with the flag swoosh underneath, in order to lampoon the notion that sitting during the national anthem is somehow more patriotic and sacrificial than going to war to defend one's country. And it juxtaposes also the irony of a millionaire football player claiming as sacrifice his decision to kneel during the anthem, with the perception that his actions are no sacrifice at all, especially since Nike is now paying him millions of dollars a year to endorse their products and cash in on the controversy that he created in the first place. So I think this qualifies as parody. Will Nike sue the manufacturer of the parody material to stop them from doing it? Well, Nike's probably stupid enough to do that, despite the fact that there's probably going to be a huge backlash. There's already a backlash, but despite the fact that there's going to be an even bigger backlash, and they will not get anything from it from a litigation standpoint, because they're likely going to lose given the court's liberal interpretations and liberal allowance of parody in trademark law. I'm Angela Langlotz, and I go live every weekday to discuss trademark law. You can find me online at TrademarkDoctor.net, and if you like this video, please share it. If you have trademark law questions, find me at Facebook at facebook.com/trademarkdoctor, and you can message me with your trademark questions.